Hey guys, how are you? I'm so happy to be back with you guys. Just to introduce myself, my name is Belize Spivey. I used to be Belize Samuels. As y'all can see, everything have changed, but it's Belize Spivey now. So that's how you can reach out to me. Find me here on YouTube. Find me on my IG is Belize Spivey, and my Facebook is Belize Spivey. And then also my business page is Belize Spivey STD Life Coach. As y'all may know, I am the STD Life Coach. I help African American women between the ages of 21 to 45 years old living with herpes to help them overcome the stigma. As y'all, I always get this, people of the races or other cultures always say, why you don't help everybody? I do help everybody. I have helped so many people from different races, different age brackets, young, old, super old, people who are way older than me, who could be my mama. I'll have people who can be my cousins, or my even my little sister's little brothers who have reached out to me to ask me for help. So I don't want anybody to ever think that you can't reach out to me, but I picked to serve African American women because we are number one of being affected, okay? And I didn't see anybody looking like me, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to take the initiative to go out here and to help other women looking like me. We need to see ourselves. Hey, love bug. So we had to see ourselves. Okay, I don't want somebody who looked like me to talk to me, and I have realized that it had been a truly big blessing to talk to my sisters and my family. You guys are family, and we are struggling in this market. We're struggling with this, and nobody is helping us. Nobody have reached out to us. Nobody even considered us. So it's time for me to serve us. And so many other women, because other women are coming out. You can get something to drink. Other women, hey, love. So other women can see, and other African Americans see that we are not the only ones struggling. We're not alone with this. Hey, love. We're not alone in this, that we can get through this, and that we don't have to live in silence, because as we know in our community, we tend to live in silence with everything, and it's time to stop doing that. It's time to it's time to really just be honest, transparent, and coming out and talk about this thing. So today, as you can see, the topic is my son is getting ice out of the ice machine.
Ice machine?
Okay, can you get the ice and get the water?
I think I'm going to get some tea.
Okay, get some tea. So with that being said, guys, as you can see on the topic, it is herpes situation. I hate my gifter. Okay, this is a big, big topic. Hey, watching. Hey, love. So my whole thing is, I need to talk about this because so many people hate who gave this to them. And some people are like, I will never, ever, ever forgive him or forgive her for giving this to me. That can be from your boyfriend, a friend, somebody who may raped you, somebody who molested you, your husband, your baby daddy.
Mama?
Yes, sweetie. Say hi.
Huh? Can I say hi?
No, you don't have. No, you cannot. Close that door. Hey, and give him some juice. Give him the cup. Give him some. You don't have no more? Then give him some water. Give him some water.
I'll give him some or something.
Okay. Take it in the room and close the refrigerator. I'm sorry, y'all. My kids tend to always come in here when I'm doing a video. They don't consider the fact that I'm doing videos.
Yeah.
Like, even if I close a door, they don't care. I apologize to the person that gave it to me. You. My whole thing is, guys, I'm about to really get into that. Okay, Hayden, go now. So my whole thing is, everybody say this. I hate my gifter. I can't get over it. I resent them. I can't stand them. I wish they didn't do this to me. Why did I have to deal with this? This is not fair. My whole thing is, you do not have to forgive your gifter. This maybe sounds crazy to hear, but you do not have to forgive your gifter. I'm going to say it again. You do not have to forgive your gifter. You don't. But my whole thing is, you need to forgive yourself. So as much as you thought this video was about your gifter, it's really not. Cool. Guys, what I'm going to do is going to turn these messages off, okay? Because I am so nosy. And I am going to try to read these messages as they come up. And I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is... Never mind. At the end, I'm gonna put the videos back, the message back up, so you guys can say whatever you want. But me, when I see those, they're kind of distracting, and I like to read it because I like to respond to you guys as we go. But I kind of want to say a point about the hating your gifter. So my whole thing is, a lot of you guys are thinking like, oh, Belief's gonna tell me to forgive my gifter and all this stuff like that. You don't have to. Okay, I have been. Okay, I contracted herpes 8 years ago, Cass. Okay. When I contracted from a guy that I was friends with. Okay. Me had been friends since I was 15 years old. We ended up having sex when I was 20. I think 20, 20, yeah, something like that. Okay. I don't feel like calculating, okay. But anyways, it was my birthday. So I want to go spend time with him. I'm just going to give y'all some background, more of my story. If you have not read my book, then you're getting the story now. And a lot of people been asking me based off my first video, like, oh my God, Belize, that doesn't make sense. It felt like a lot of stuff was left out because it was. That first video was really just my response to herpes and just giving some information. And I was just random on that first video. Anyways. So, with that being said, guys, this is the real story. So, my whole thing is, I met him when I was 15 years old. I met him through my ex-boyfriend. I know this might sound crazy, but I met him through my ex-boyfriend. All right. So, my whole thing, we stayed friends all the way up to after my ex-boyfriend, things like that. We used to hang out, things like that, smoke together, drink together, talk on the phone, all that stuff. He knew my friends. We always used to get on the phone, just talk. So, my birthday came up. I wasn't doing anything. I went with him and I was smoking. So, we smoking, just smoking, vibing. We hadn't seen each other in a while, so we just vibing. I had never got high. That was the first time I got high. So we had always had a really serious connection. Okay, always. But we just never kind of like went out on it. Okay, we never kind of did anything on that. So my whole thing is, shortly after that, as you know, caught in a moment, start kissing, had sex. We did not use protection. Okay. We did not. Number one, I didn't use protection because I trusted him with my life. I had known him literally all my life, like crazy to me. Since I was 15 all the way up into my 20s, I had known him. And I trusted him. I have told him so many things. I just didn't believe that he'll put me in a situation like that. Don't trust people, guys. Sadly say, always use protection. As we know, herpes, it doesn't really matter if we use it or not. You have to get tested. That's most important. It's education, then testing, then condoms. But I was not aware about herpes like that at all. I'm not going to lie. I had been getting tested, but I had never been tested for herpes at all into him. So shortly after we had sex, he reached out to me a week later. Black Planet was out there and he said, hey, I have like some bumps on my penis. I was like, He was like, do you have herpes? I'm like, hell no. I'm like, we're going through like DMs. And I'm like, no, but I'll go get tested. I went to go get tested that week and my test was negative. Okay. As we know, I got tested super early, guys. As we know, herpes can show up 2 to 21 days. That's as early as you can see your results. Can be exposed to it and have symptoms. My whole thing is it can take up to 3 months plus to really show up in your system for blood tests, because I got a blood test. I didn't go to the culture, so it wouldn't have showed up that early, but I did not know that. This stuff that I learned over the years that I absolutely went in too early, and basically I got a false negative. So later on down the line, as y'all go back to my video from last year, and that's the response when I had sex with another guy that I had met, whatever. Me and him used protection, and literally the next day I had an outbreak. No, he did not give it to me at all. Okay. But it was just the fact of I had sex with that other guy, and it did not show up until so much time later. Okay. Because I had went back. I'm not gonna lie, I had a lifestyle, guys. But I had went back and I had, asked people that I had sex with, get tested. This is somebody told me, because I had really good relationship with the people that I was having sex with. I'm not gonna lie, I had some like die hard, we have sex all the time, we've been knowing each other for some years type of people in my life. So I asked them. They were like, no, they're good, things like that. Nobody came back. He was the only person that it could track back to. Even the guy that I had sex with, he ended up getting tested. He did not have it. We stayed cool so much longer, and he never came back and told me that he had it. So, thank God. Dodged the bullet. So, my whole thing is, you could take it. You could take it. My whole thing is, I'm not mad at him. Absolutely not mad at him. Number one, I'm not mad at him because I'm sure he did not know what it was, or he didn't know where he got it from or anything like that. A lot of you guys are very, very highly upset with y'all gifters because number one, they're your boyfriends and typically they cheated, or they're your girlfriends, they cheated. Your husbands, they typically cheated or something like that, or somebody who raped you or molested you and took advantage of you or things like that. Or simply it's somebody you trust and you just never would think they would give you anything. My whole thing is, guys, you do not have to forgive that person. I wasn't mad because I just wasn't mad. I was like, at the end of the day, I know this type of person. I know their character. I know who he is. I know how he is. I know he wouldn't have did that on purpose. If he did, in my mind, I just won't believe he would. Hey, this, look at my lunch pail. You can get one. Okay, so I just didn't believe it, and I just chose to myself that I'm not going to sit here and be mad at him and dwell on him, and he's good and gone out of my life. By then we had met up again, talked. I just didn't care anymore. It just wasn't a concern of mine. I was like, now this is something I have. Clearly he has it too, so we both got to deal with this and live on. But a lot of you guys are dwelling on the person given to you. My whole thing is, I don't know how that person, did they tell you? A lot of people, I have heard different stories where people's like, oh, they threw it in my face like, yep, I gave it to you, and that's da 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 da. And I understand some situations are so traumatic, and I'm not telling you that you have to forgive them, because you don't. But my whole thing is, you have to forgive yourself. Forgiving yourself is more important. I'm telling you, it's so much more important than forgiving another person. And this may sound crazy because I am a Christian, but at the end of the day, I'm telling you, and this is something I have learned in my own growth. Most of us do not forgive ourselves for even being here. We're like, oh my God, you're putting all your energy and being mad at them, and then being mad at yourself and being mad at them, but still seriously mad at yourself, but you're just putting it on the other person. You're so focused on that and neglecting the fact that you're so mad at yourself and you're beating yourself up and you're not forgiving yourself about what happened, and you're just putting yourself in a bubble and you're going into depression and all this other stuff. Focusing on that person when you need to focus on forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself is the hardest thing to do after contracting herpes. And many people think it's having sex, it's disclosing. No, it's not. Forgiving yourself is the hardest thing to do. So honestly, I really just put that title up there to get your attention. But honestly, you hate yourself. You don't hate your gifter as much as you think. You hate yourself. Because at the end of the day, and I talked to so many people, I knew better. I knew I shouldn't have had sex with him. Like me, I thought to myself, I knew I shouldn't have had sex with him. I knew better. I knew I should have had protection. I knew this. I knew that. That's self-hate. That has nothing to do with him, because at the end of the day, as we know, we're adults, even teenagers. You can make your own decisions. And that's self-hate. You're beating yourself up and beating yourself up and beating yourself up. And continue to beat yourself up. Oh my God, nobody ever want me. Why would somebody want somebody who have this? That's self-hate. Yes, you'll go on and on and on about, I can't stand him, he shouldn't have did that. But the self-hate that you have each and every day when you look in your mirror and you think you ugly, you look in the mirror and you think you're worthless, you look in the mirror and you're just like, I'm disgusting and I feel nasty, and that is self-hate. So honestly, as much as you think you hate your gifter, you hate yourself more. And my whole thing is, I'm more concerned about you forgiving yourself than forgiving that gifter. That person's going to live on, and after a while, that person's going to fade. And you're going to have moments that you get upset, and that's just any situation you've been in. I know anybody who's been in traumatic breakup or anything traumatic. I have been molested when I was younger. Anything traumatic, I've been going through a divorce now. Anything traumatic, you don't forget it. Okay? You don't forget it. Things that they do, things that trigger it, piss you off and you get mad all over again. But you forgiving yourself and saying, you know what? Probably shouldn't have left him a long time ago. Or, I wish somebody would have protected me when I was a young girl. Or something like that. And just say, you know what? I'm going to move forward with myself and say, you know what? I want to move forward. It made the difference. The difference is not made in forgiving your gifter. The difference is made in you overcoming the stigma is you forgiving yourself. I'm trying to tell you, I was able to overcome the stigma of herpes because I start forgiving myself. I said, you know what, Belize? You knew better. And everybody else like, you should, who fault is it? I don't put fault. I don't like the word fault because the fault is negative word. I'm very funny with words. I look at the energy behind words. I look at the way the world use certain words and just put of so much negative or positive energy behind a certain word. So I don't like fault because when you hear fault, it's like hate yourself. You punish yourself. It's you. It makes you feel depressed. It causes anxiety. It causes so many things. It causes people to be suicidal. Fault make you feel like I could have made a difference. I could have changed it. Sadly to say, a lot of us probably couldn't have changed our situation. We were in relationships. Some of you guys were in relationships. How would you have known that your partner would have cheated on you? How could you change that? Oh, you could have said, oh, I could have seen the signs. But my whole thing is no relationship is perfect. People forgive people. People move forward. We got people who are married. You didn't know your partner had herpes and they didn't either. Y'all never got tested for it. You've been getting tested all these years. You had kids and everything, and it just popped up on his side. Or just popped up on your side. And now y'all are battling it out, saying who did what, and nobody ever cheated. It just showed up. Or you just never got tested. Your doctor never tested you for it when you was pregnant with your children. So my whole thing is, guys, it's very hard when you're blaming yourself for everything. You're not, as much as you think you're blaming your gifter, you're not. You're blaming yourself you're blaming yourself for meeting them. You're blaming yourself for kissing them. You're blaming yourself for loving them. You're blaming yourself for dating them. You're blaming yourself for having kids with them. You're blaming yourself for marrying them. You're blaming yourself for forgiving him for cheating once and twice. You are just you're mad at yourself that the sex was good and you kept doing it when you know you shouldn't have did it. You know, like you blame yourself that you had that one night stand because you got really drunk with your homegirls and you're like, oh my God, girl, we had a good time, and you just had that one night stand. You're blaming yourself for everything, but my whole thing, at the end of the day, you was not in this decision by yourself. It was you and another person. If you wasn't taken advantage of, you wasn't raped or molested, it was still another person in it, okay? If you're raped or molested, that person they took advantage of you completely. And I'm meeting a lot of ladies who have been raped and molested, and I'm telling you, you do not have to forgive that person. You don't. Honestly, you don't. You really don't. And many people don't. They say they do, and they really don't. I want you to put more energy into forgiving yourself and loving on yourself. And after a while, forgiving them gets easier because you're so concerned about you. I feel better now. I'm letting that go. I'm not holding on to that anymore. I'm not going to keep blaming myself or saying what I could have done different or anything like that. And when you start working on yourself, you can care less about the other person. I tell you the truth. You start not caring what they're doing, how they're feeling, what they did. Yes, it pisses you off. It triggers stuff every once in a while. You're like, I really want to bust him inside his head. I want to kill him. I want to bust his windows out of his car. I want to choke her. Like all those things. Yes, those things still come up. But when you get to a point where you're like, I don't hate myself, and you can look yourself in the mirror and say, I love me, spite what happened to me, you're better than anything else. Everything gets so much easier when you reduce and completely eliminate. And I'm going to say reduce first because it's not going to be easy in the beginning. But when you reduce and then slowly eliminate self-hate, herpes is really not that bad. But as you continue to hate yourself for how you got here and why you're here, and asking Jesus why, or asking Allah why, or asking the universe, why am I here? Life. I'm gonna be real with you. Life. And honestly, I'm gonna be so real. Herpes woke half of us up because half of us was in situations. I'm gonna be very careful with this. was in situations we should not been in. That we could have just 1 second made a better decision, or wish somebody had guided us into a better decision. Because I'm going to say this. A lot of people say, you should know better. You shouldn't have did that. A lot of us don't know better. That's the truth of the matter. Most of us do not know better, and that's why we're in situations, because we don't know anything. Most of us got herpes because we didn't even know how to protect ourselves from herpes. We didn't know we wasn't getting tested for herpes. We didn't know that condoms didn't matter. Most people don't even know cold sores and fever blisters is herpes. And if you kiss somebody and give them oral sex, boom, you're giving them genital herpes. Genital herpes is just not type 2, baby. Genital herpes is typically type 1. Okay? It's type 1. So my whole thing, a lot of people get caught up in, and I'm going to kind of off the loop a little bit. A lot of people get caught up in the type 1, type 2. My whole thing is, at the end of the day, they can go anywhere. Don't get caught up in this information that you're seeing online. A lot of it is old. That's why they don't really care for us telling types. It's about where you have your outbreak. Okay? Because at the end of the day, a lot of y'all have been doing oral sex and genital sex and anal sex and whatever other sex you have and with your partner, and it look like it's only in one spot. Hey, some spots that's where it stay. But some people, they thinking like, well, I think I should have it in both spots. Sometimes it just don't happen like that. And then sometimes people get it oral and genital. And then some people just get it oral. Some people just get it genital. My whole thing, it just vary. And this thing is just so tricky and it's aggravating. But at the end of the day, I want you guys to understand, self-hate, you're going to have to get rid of it. If you want to overcome the stigma of herpes, because the stigma ain't nothing but hatred and judgment. It ain't nothing but people just being mean and judgmental and you should have did that. And that's creating more self-hate. My whole thing is, if you want to overcome the self-hate of herpes, you have to forgive yourself. You have to forgive yourself. And I'm telling you, that is going to take you longer than any other thing. It ain't gonna. You may disclose before you get over your self-hate, and that's another thing y'all have to stop doing. Stop, and me included. I did it. Woo! I did it, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, I did it. Get into relationships and you still hate yourself because you got herpes, and then you're making your relationship difficult because you hate yourself. You don't think you're beautiful. You don't think you're handsome. You don't think you have nothing to offer. You don't understand why they're with you. You don't understand why they accept you. You don't understand, are they mad at me? Are they going to leave me? Are they going to do this? Are they going to do that? Everything you think it's because it relates to herpes, because you still hate yourself because of herpes. Stop getting into relationships until you forgive yourself. I need you to forgive yourself. I'm trying to tell you, I have done it. No. So my whole thing, I have done it. And I do not suggest you do it. Now, my whole thing is, sometimes you meet somebody who can love you through it, but I prefer you to love yourself before you get in it. Because honestly, relationships are so difficult. They're so hard. And everybody's like, oh, it shouldn't be like that. No, relationships are difficult because you got two people coming in who got their own problems. And now y'all trying to work and build a life together. And if you hate yourself, and this person got some things they don't like about themselves, then people are insecure, and people are scared, and people are battered and abused, and all these other things that coming into a relationship, it makes it very difficult to have something healthy. And I don't like successful relationships. What is successful? Successful is different, but healthy is different. It's very across the board what healthy is. And to be truthfully honest, most relationships are not healthy. They may be successful because that's in their eyes of what success is. The cute couples, the relationship goals, taking pictures, traveling the world, living their dreams, things like that. But that don't mean the relationship is healthy, because she hate herself, he hates himself. She dealing with depression, he dealing with anxiety. He dealt with domestic violence and other relationships with other girls beating on him, and and she triggering him, Or same, or vice versa. You know, girl dealt with the domestic violence and he's showing her certain things. It's just triggering her. Or, you know, certain things that people been raped or molested. In that same situation, people are doing things and it's triggering things. You have to heal. People, heal. I'm not telling you you're going to be completely healed. I wasn't completely healed in my marriage. My husband wasn't completely healed. And that not being completely healed kind of got landed me kind of where I am today. And I don't want that for any of y'all. My whole thing is you have to heal. And I'm going to be truthfully honest. Like, you're not going to be completely healed for real. You're not going to be completely healed, but you have the ability to heal until. Because when you get in a relationship, then you start to see other things that you're not healed with. Talking to your friends or talking to, talking to somebody new, you start to see, oh my God, they said something. I don't like that. My ex said that. I don't play that. So you start to see that you're not healed quite yet. But my whole thing is heal where you know you need to heal. The places that you know is very valid in your life, they're very clear that you need to focus on before you get there. And then when you get in a relationship, you realize, okay, I got other things I need to work on, but I didn't realize that until another person came in my life and triggered those things to realize, okay, I'm not completely healed yet. Or I still need to work out why that still bothered me. But my whole thing is, as much as y'all thought this video was about hating your gifter, it's not about your gifter, it's about you. Don't hate yourself anymore. You got to stop hating you. Because you got to live with you until you die, baby. So why are you going to choose to hate the person you got to look at every day? The person you got to dress every day? The person that you have to wash their face, brush the teeth, put clothes on, go to work with, sit with, dwell with, sleep with, bathe? This is you. So why hate you so much? Don't let herpes take you out like that. As much as a lot of you guys, including myself, had a lot of self-hate before we got here. Just being truthfully honest. I have heard so many stories where we were struggling already with confidence and acceptance and relationships and with parents, with children's, with your children, or your spouse or your child's father or child's mother. Things just wasn't going good for you already. And then herpes came and it just made life worse. Because our stigma is self-hate and judgment and ridicule. Kill. So my whole thing is, guys, I want you to stop hating you. I want you to forgive you. And as you start forgiving you, it makes it so much easier. And everybody forgiving you is different. Because I'm sure you're thinking, like, how do I forgive myself? You first got to be honest with yourself. How did you get here? I don't want to hear, I don't know. No. I need you to figure out how you got here. I need you to look at your sex life. I need you to look at your relationships. I need you to look at your patterns. I need you to look at how you dealt with things. I need you to look at all of that. And when you start looking at stuff, you kind of like, dang, why was I even doing that? And you need to question yourself, why was I doing the things I was doing? Was it because I didn't have much guidance? Is it because my mom wasn't in my life? Is it because I had relationship problems with my mom? Is it because my dad wasn't in my life? Is it because, it's just so many things. What caused you to even allow certain things in your life? I'm sorry. Why? Literally, I had to do that over these couple of months. I was working and I had so many times to just reflect and to talk to myself. God, but really to myself because God is in me. Okay? So I got to talk my own story out. It feels so weird to talk your own story out. To tell yourself from the time that you was a child that you can remember all the bad things that happened in your life and what caused you to not like things about yourself. And when you start telling yourself what happened to you, you kind of like, dang, that happened to me. That's messed up. Question is, what could you have done? Honestly, most of our situation, we couldn't do much. We couldn't do much because a lot of this screamed from childhood. We couldn't do much. And now we're adults, and honestly, we're adults, but slick kids. Because we're still wondering why nobody helped us then. Or why I had to deal with that then. And now you're an adult and you're still thinking like, why do I have to deal with the insecurities? Why do I think I'm not beautiful? Why do I not have what she have or he have? Or why can I not, why can I not find somebody who just love me and shower me with things? And these, I'm talking about myself, y'all. All these things I'm saying, this is what I felt about myself. But it started as a little girl. A little girl. And I had to look at little Belize and she tell me the story. And me and her talk. And it was a hard talk. And we still talking. I'm still telling myself my story. And then I look at myself like, girl, you making it. How you get through this? And I had to ask myself, Belize, what were you doing to move forward in life? What did you do? Who did you talk to? What did you watch? What did you read? What happened to push you through your own self-hatred? What helped you get through that? And some of us need to go back to what worked before. Or we need to evolve and do something else. That may be counseling. No. Take the toy. That may be counseling. That may be you need to take medicine. Some of us are so far gone. And we can't function. We don't sleep. We don't eat. We're losing our hair. Our skin is really bad. Our weight is going up and down. Like, you can't think. And you may just need some medicine to help you just breathe for a moment. My whole thing is you may just need some really good friends. You may just need to go to another state, go in a hotel and just close yourself in and just have a good cry. You may need to go to the altar and just cry it out. You may need to go to your pastor and tell him everything. You may need to tell your girlfriend everything. You probably need to go to everybody who did you wrong and tell them how they made you feel. My whole thing is everybody process is different. So I would never sit here and say, hey, this is just the steps and everybody do it. It may not work for you. What I seen work for other people did not work for me. What worked for me was telling myself my own story and being transparent with myself. When I start being transparent with myself and being honest with myself and telling my story to myself and me listen to me, it made me realize, oh my God, like life have not been good. But believe what helped you through it. And keep doing those things. And if that's not working anymore, find another way to help you through it. Okay, guys? So I don't have much else to say. I think that's everything I needed to say there. But I want y'all to know this video was not about your gifter. You don't have to forgive your gifter. You don't. But when you forgive yourself, it's easier to forgive others. But if you don't forgive yourself, how the hell do you think you're going to forgive somebody else? No way possible. Love self first. Love yourself. They said, what is it? Love others like you love yourself. You can't do it if you don't love yourself. You can't forgive others if you don't love yourself. No way possible. It's not possible, y'all. So stop trying to forgive somebody when you have not done it for yourself. It's not selfish to think about you right now. It's not selfish. Most of us as women do not think about ourselves at all. And now you're forced, now that you have herpes, to think about you. And that is the hardest thing to do because you never done it. You never put yourself first. You put your boyfriend first, your kids first, your baby daddy first, your friends first, your job first, your body first, your desires first, your career first. You never took time to think about you, your feelings, your thoughts. You didn't think about that. Your subconscious, your conscious, your spiritual life. You weren't thinking about those things. You put everything out on the outskirts, on the outside of your being first, other than what was inside. Now you have to do it because herpes is pure self-hatred and judgment. That's just what the spirit behind the word to me. That's what I've learned over the years. It's all the same for everybody, men included. Men feel just like we feel women. They hate themselves. They think they're disgusting. They think they're nasty. They don't think nobody want them. That's self-hatred. And that's not good. That's what's keeping us bound. Self-hatred. And when we get over the self-hatred, then we're able to stand up within our community and demand what we deserve. That's a cure. That's a vaccine. That's counseling. That's doctors who really know what they're talking about. That's updated information. But we hate ourselves so much. We can't even stand in front of somebody. We can't even stand in front of our doctor and tell your doctor your symptoms because you're so scared and disgusted with yourself. You can't even tell your mom or your brother or somebody that you know love you to death because you think they're going to think you're disgusting. Or they're going to think you're nasty. Or they're going to judge you. You can't tell me herpes is not self-hatred. No way possible you can't tell me. Because it calls you to go into a corner and cover yourself up with blankets and everything else you can cover yourself up. Or go in a closet and don't ever want to come out. It calls you to go into a dark place that many of us truly don't need to be. It have caused people to take their lives. It have caused people who attempt to take their lives. It caused people to go into have stress to the max. Cause people to lose jobs, lose children. Cause them to make bad decisions. Lose everything. My whole thing is no more hating yourself. It's time to work through it. It's time to work through it. So I love you guys. I pray that this helped. This was on my heart to talk about, and this is not the only topic I want to talk about, but this is one topic that is just going across the globe right now of self-hatred with herpes, and we have to stop. We have to stop. Stop worrying about that gifter and start worrying about yourself. And I promise you, things will start getting better for you. And after a while, you won't think about that person. You're like, whatever, I ain't studying that. I love me, though. I'll be fine. You want me or you don't want me. You know, you start to get that I don't give a F mentality after a while. And a lot of y'all ask me, how are you so confident? It's because I started to learn how to forgive myself for how I got here or why I'm here or even what's the point. You know? So I love you guys. But my whole thing, if you are a woman and you want to be a part of the Overcomers private support group on Facebook, you cannot find it. So don't go try looking for it. You're not going to find it. You have to reach out to me on Facebook at Belize Spivey. And then send me a private message stating that you want to be in the group. If you're a guy and you just want to talk, reach out to me on Facebook as well and we can talk. If you need a private message, you need to talk to me personal. You need to tell me what's going on. You kind of need to tell me your story or you want to work through this thing with me. You're like, you know what, Belize, I need your help. You said something to me. Touch my soul. I need your help, girl. Not a problem. You can set up a session with me. I do have a Cyber Monday sale. So if you want to take advantage of, I'm going to have that up until Wednesday. I love you guys. So I'm going to keep it up to Wednesday. You get 2 sessions. Buy one, get one. So with that sections, you'll buy 1 hour. You get an hour session with me. And you'll get another hour session with me for only $50. And we get to talk for a whole hour, guys. And we get to talk about whatever you want to talk about. But most importantly, getting over the self-hatred. If you ever had a session with me, anybody had a session with me, please vouch at the bottom about these sessions. Because I keep it real with you. How I'm talking to you, I talk to you. But I literally talk to you like a friend. I talk to you like I'm your home girl. Sometimes I talk to you like I'm your mama. Sometimes I talk to you like I'm your significant other. But it is what it is. You know. But at the end of the day, we get through to each other and you start to heal. And I can tell you I have helped so many people through this. I have people now that I am super close to. I have women who hate themselves so much and now in a loving relationship. I have women who just knew they weren't going to have kids ever again. They're pregnant. You know, so my whole thing, it starts with forgiving yourself. When you forgive yourself, things start to flow into your life. But until then, everything's blocked. It's like, I can't go over there and she don't want. nothing for herself because she don't think she deserve it. If you don't think you deserve something, why should you be blessed? I'm just saying. I mean, grace is free, guys. Grace is awesome. And God gives us things that we don't deserve all the time. But we're blocking a lot of it because we don't think we deserve it. And we're not open to it. Or the universe. Or Allah. Or whoever you decide to serve. Or Buddha. So, I'm really open to everybody, y'all. But with that being said, guys, I love you guys. And I'm about to open up the show chat. I'm going to see the chat and see what you guys talked about. So, if you got questions, go right ahead. Hold on. All right. I'm about to go through. Say, hey, y'all. Okay, I learned 12-step process of able to forgive myself. Yes, trust, but I don't want to be angry with him. I did forgive him, myself, and him. Good. What's your book name? My book is Overcoming What Can't Be Cured. It is on Amazon. Overcoming What Can't Be Cured. If you want to buy my book, it is on Amazon. Put in Belize Samuel, okay? Meet someone and I followed our advice and told them out the day of the date and we are no longer talking. I realize it's what I have that don't want to deal with it. It's not me. Say that. Hey, Belize, God bless you. Hey, thanks for sharing this. You're super helpful. Hell, I've been hating myself when I'm itching. Girl, yeah, that damn itching is something serious. But it's the truth. Like, sorry. That itching is causing you to hate yourself. Oh my God, I got to itch for the rest of my life. Oh my God, I hate these outbreaks. You just got to forgive yourself, baby. And girl, I'm telling you, you got to find out what worked for you. Find out what worked and use it. You better be real, Belize. I don't know who tried to send something and I can't read it. Great group. Awesome. Okay, thank you. I keep thinking and saying out loud, trust, yes, amen. Nailed it. Thank you for your wisdom and your desire to help others. You're a gift. Oh, thank you, sweetie pie. Anybody got a question or anything like that? Hey. Get out of here, please. No, Hayton. You are leading it. Are you a leader? Are you a leader? Okay, then lead him back into the room. Angelo, follow your brother. No, follow him. It's okay to cry, sweetie. There's nothing wrong with the crying. What's the Facebook group name again? You're not going to find it, Brittany. You have to send me a message on Facebook. Send me a friend request on Facebook, Belize Spivey, and then send me a private message, and Brittany, I'll add you. There's no way you can find it. It's a private group, and I want to keep it that way so you guys can feel, safe. But that's what this whole video was about, sweetie. You can't be hard on yourself. Until you forgive yourself, living with herpes is going to be the worst thing in life. It's going to be the worst thing in life. What's your advice on leaving friends alone that you need to leave alone because they never supported you? I told one friend and she never brought it up and acted like I didn't even say it. There's nothing wrong with that. Your friend doesn't want to dwell on it. And there's nothing wrong with not wanting to dwell on it. You can't force this on someone, but I feel bad for leaving a lot of people alone. My whole thing, you chose to leave people alone. You told your friend, she just didn't bring it up. My whole thing, what can your friend do for you? If she don't have it, she don't understand it. All she can do is be your friend. And my whole thing is, you wanted to be alone. We tend to push people away because we don't think people accept us or love us, or you want them to do something that they don't even know to do. My question for you is, did you ask her to support you? Did you ask her, can she do something for you? She can't read your mind. We tend to always want our friends to do something and you never voiced it. At the end of the day, I have amazing friends. I told my friends and my friends just listened. One of my friends have HIV. She contracted HIV freshman year. I ended up contracting herpes sophomore year. She was an amazing person to talk to because I was there for her, but I didn't say anything during her HIV. I just sat there and I was there. If she wanted to talk about it, she talked about it. She didn't want to talk about it, she didn't talk about it. Same for me. I talked about it, she listened, and she supported me. But I will tell y'all, friends don't know what to do when you come and tell them that you have herpes. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. They're as hurt as you are, and they really want it to go away, and they don't want to bring it up to bring you down. They don't want to bring it up to make you cry. They don't want to bring it up, period, because they know it's a touchy subject. So my whole thing is, why did you have to? I think you should strongly go back to your friends, because she didn't really do anything to you. She just didn't know what to do. All right. How does someone deal with HIV and having herpes? My whole thing is, you got to deal with them separately. You can't deal with HIV and herpes at the same time. You just can't. They on two different spectrums. They're on two different spectrums. You got to deal with how you feel about the fact that you got HIV, and dealing with your counseling there, your medication there, your health there, and then you got to deal with herpes. And honestly, herpes is not really a physical thing; it's more a mental thing. So you got to deal with the stigma with the herpes, and then you got to deal with the stigma at the HIV, and then the health thing. So my whole thing is, when it comes to those two things, you're going to have to separate them, and you have to deal with your emotions for both of them separately. And if you got both, I strongly suggest you get a counselor. You need a counselor, because you're going to have to sort through. You can't ball that all together, because those are two major things that has heavy stigmas on it. So my whole thing is, you have to get some counseling. True. I'm thinking about getting back with my gifter. He claimed he didn't know he had it, but IDK. What are your thoughts about getting back with your gifter? They claimed it was a mistake. That's up to you. My whole thing is, nothing wrong with getting back with the gifter. If you love them, you want to work it out, it's nothing wrong with working anything out. But my whole thing is, you have to accept, do you believe that? If you don't believe it, then why go back to a relationship you don't trust nobody or believe them? Truthfully told, most people don't know they have herpes. Most guys are asymptomatic. They don't even know they have they don't have symptoms at all, but they're shedding and they're giving it to you on a daily, So my whole thing is, you have to ask yourself, if you really think he made a mistake, hash it out, talk it out, and y'all can move forward. But if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it, girl. Don't settle, though. Don't do it just because you can't find nobody, or you just feel like, I have to stay there. Don't stay with your gifter because you feel like you have to, because you don't. I met someone I love, and when are to have kids and get married now, how do I tell them? I don't know who to trust. They consider us dirty. My whole thing, we consider us dirty. Nobody consider us nothing. We think that. You don't have to worry about what other people think. What do you think about yourself? That's all that matters, baby. And if you met somebody and you love them and you want to have kids and marry them, you just need to tell him. You need to come out and say, I have something I want to share with you that happened to me in my past, and I feel like this is something you really need to know about me before we move forward. And you state, I contracted herpes from blah, 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 and you share your story. But right now, I'm being truthfully honest, where you are in your life, I don't think you're ready for all of that yet. You need to learn how to love yourself. And I believe he can work through it with you, but you got to face a lot of things that you're dealing with. A lot. And this person could help you get through this, but I need you to heal and forgive yourself too. Don't depend on anybody else doing it for you. You do it for yourself. And especially if you don't know who to trust. You got to trust yourself. You can't get married and think you so just put all your trust in your husband. Not going to happen. You're going to learn he's a human being and he makes mistakes worse than you do. And then having kids, your kids trust you. And if you don't trust nobody, what you going to do to lead children? Being truthfully honest, baby. All right. Yeah, you're right. I never felt support. I just thought the support I gave, but I get it. Thank you, but I brought it up again. She didn't even remember I said that was that hard. My whole thing, you got to understand. You have to understand. Everybody deal with trauma differently. My whole thing, if you stop talking to your friend about it, it's not her, she don't have it. She not going to dwell on something and she don't have it. If you ain't talking about it to her over and over and over again, she tends to not remember. And I ain't going to lie, my friends forgot I had herpes because I started partying again. I started dating again. I started having sex again. I started doing everything again. My friends forgot They had to remind me that I had it, okay? So my whole thing is nothing wrong that she forgot that. And honestly, if she forgot it, you need to get to a point that you almost forget. Right. My best friend had a hard time with it too. Not even would share it with friends or family. You don't have to share with anybody, but you got to get to a point where you love you. You're dealing with self-hate, love. You're dealing with self-hate. Thanks. I left her alone for more than just that. You're right. It's just because I needed it. Well, okay, if you left her alone for more than that, then my whole thing is this is way deeper than this, okay? Yes, sweetie pie. No, you're not getting anything over there. I feel dirty. Yes, I know it's so hard. I told my boyfriend I had to usher, and I didn't know how to say it. That was my first thought. What did he say? When you said you had to usher. I want to hear that response. Girl, it's all right, boo. He's pretty much said he didn't care and like me for who I am. That's what I'm saying. My whole thing is, you come to learn that when people see your value, they see your value. But the question is, do you see your value? Most of us do not see our value. So when a person say, hey, oh, I like you, I want to be with you, and you looking like, how? Why? How could you? And you looking like, I wouldn't do it. Why wouldn't you not be with you? You're awesome. That lets you know you're still dealing with self-hate. You should not dislike yourself so much that you would discredit why somebody would even talk to you. Why would you do such a thing? I don't care if you had HIV. I don't care if you had breast cancer. I don't care if you was disabled and couldn't walk. I don't care if you was blind. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You should always think very highly of yourself to say, it don't matter who come and comes at me. I know I'm this. I know I'm that. And yes, I got a lot to offer, despite what I have to deal with physically. Why? Yes, it's way deeper. Thank you. Your words woke me up. Okay. I had a feeling after you told me that, yeah, I knew it was deeper. Awesome. All right, guys. I love reading y'all messages. Y'all are awesome sauce. Like I said, if you want to be a part of the support group, guys, no problem. For women only, you reach out to me on my Facebook, Belize Spivey. Send me a friend request. After that, send me a private message. I will get back to you in 24 to 48 hours. Okay, guys? And that will help there. And like I said, if you want to talk to me privately, I see people already sending me messages. If you want to talk to me privately, not a big problem at all. You can reach out to me. I will put that link in here. So if you want to take advantage of that cyber deal, you talk to me for an hour. Well, you buy one, get one free. So you get to talk to me 2 hours, basically. One time. Or if you want to do 2 hours, we can do that. I have no problem with that for $50. Okay. I did a lot of self-work. I'm proud to say I'm no longer sad and in self-hatred mindset, and I have to thank a lot of you. Oh, thank you, Move. I moved on too because of you. I felt alone. I only told my cousin, and she helped me too. I thank you. Oh, I love you, sis. Thank you so much. Oh, you guys you are my motivation. Oh, look at you guys. Y'all all better get in the group too. I want all of y'all in the group. I need all of y'all in the group. Send me a message. Send me that friend request. Send me that message so you guys can get in the group because I would love to have y'all in there just to talk to other ladies and encourage others, okay? Okay, anybody have any more questions or concerns? Well, I have a friend that likes me this close to him and he is still interested. This is the thing. Whatever things almost go there, they never go there. Do you think he's scared to say? What you mean go there? Like, all right, what you mean? This is the thing. Whenever things almost go there, they never go there. Do you think he's scared to say? I need you to go a little bit deeper with that. What thing are you talking about? Are you talking about sex? Are you talking about relationships, sex other than oral? Did you question him? Did you ask him? My whole thing is they're going to be scared. They're going to be scared. Why wouldn't they? They have the right to be scared. They're scared they may contract this. And then you don't talk to them no more. Y'all stop talking and now they got to live with it. I mean, that's the fear there. But my whole thing is, have you talked to him about this? Have you asked him, what do you want to do to protect yourself? Do you want to know stats? You got to have that initial conversation before sex. You can't just jump in sex with people without having that initial conversation of how you're going to protect them, or what can you do to protect them, what their risks are, things like that. And then if they're still scared, over a couple of months, you're going to have to walk, because honestly, some people are never going to stop being scared, or they're just not. But you got to talk to him first. Have the conversation. If you already had the conversation, it had been some time, like over a month or two, baby, you may have to walk away. But if you have not had a conversation, have the conversation, give him a little time, watch his actions. If things are still the same, walk. Yeah, he always say he forgot to bring protection. We will use condoms. Okay, he said he always say he forgot. He don't want to have sex. He don't want to have sex. No man who wants sex forget condoms. Girl, one thing you not is slow, okay? He don't want to have sex, walk. Walk. Leave it alone. He's scared, and you don't have to sit there and dwell. You don't have to dwell. He don't want to do that. Exactly, they're not. Walk. No dude, I'm telling you, no dude who wants some forget some condoms. And he just scared, baby, and it's all right. You can find another dude who wants you for you and will love to have sex with you with no problem. Okay, with condoms, without condoms, I strongly suggest still use condoms. People out here doing all types of stuff, so still protect yourself at all costs. Okay. All right, guys. Anything else? Anybody got questions? Any questions? I think I'm going to continue to do live videos. I know they be very long, but I prefer to do lives so I can talk to you guys. Y'all know I used to do the recorded videos all the time, but I like the lives better. What were you scared of mostly when you start getting past the stigma? What people would think. Since I was younger, I always worried about what people think. I want to fit in and things like that. So I always concerned about what people think or how people would view me because I had low self-esteem. But I got to a point where I said, fuck folks. I'm not going to lie. I had to get to a fuck you attitude. You have to get to a fuck people attitude. And it sounds crazy, but it's really not saying fuck people. It's kind of more like, fuck what people think about me. Like, what? You don't know my struggle. You don't know where I've been. You don't know what I've been through. And honestly, if you don't care, I don't care. Walk. I don't care. Leave me alone, So you have to get to a point where you just don't care what people think and just walk and live. And forgive yourself for how you got here. Because a lot of us want to act like we don't know how we got here. But we do. It's because we made some bad choices. And that's okay. Nobody's perfect. Nobody beating you up about it. My whole thing, you need to stop. Nobody beating you up about it, but you beating yourself up about it. Forgive yourself and move forward and just make better decisions. That's it. That's all. Because best believe, ladies and gentlemen, people shitting on you ain't going to stop. I'm going to be honest. Just because now that you have herpes, now they really going to think that they can treat you like shit sometimes. They really think your self-esteem so low. Don't let them shit on you. I'm being honest. Sorry for the cuss words. But don't let them do that. They'll think they can cheat and do all that. You are not getting away with people doing stupid junk to you. Relationships and people being mean and doing whatever, don't stop. Sometimes it just get worse because they think you just ain't worth nothing sometimes. So you got to always question people and make sure they really are there for you. Because some people just think they can take advantage of you just because you got this. Don't let nobody take advantage of you. That's why you got to love yourself enough that you know when to walk. Yeah, so I love you guys. I am going to go. Is the struggle more intense for men? What I've seen is men will mostly date women with HIV. Well, that's not true. My whole thing is men is very intense for men. Because they're really scared what people are going to think and what people are going to do. But they tend to just get to a point where I don't care, and they tend to not tell any women sometimes, and they kind of just let and then move on, or they start telling it. It's the same.
She's a federal employee.
It's the same. It's all the same. But dudes get to a point where they just not telling, and that's the problem, because they're not talking to anybody. I talk to guys, and they are stressed out like we are. Sometimes 10 times worse. But my whole thing is sadly to say men tend to not want help sometimes. And then they just make up in their mind that I'm not going to disclose. I'm just going to use protection, not knowing. At the end of the day, you're putting her at risk. Because 10 guys, 10% giving it to a passing to a woman not doing nothing. Most guys not doing nothing. It's 6%. I think 6% with a condom. Most guys not even taking antivirals. Because they ain't having outbreaks like that. Not all guys. But most guys. Most guys are not saying anything at all. But they won't say anything because they don't know they have it. Or they do and they just acting like they don't. Going to denial. So. But alright guys, I'm going to let y'all go. If you got any more questions, you can leave the questions below. And I will answer you. If you have anything personal, you can inbox me. So I'll talk to y'all guys soon. Bye-bye.